wrong? What'd you think? Yeah.
Don't let me down, down, down. Don't let me down, down, down. I wanna be up, 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 so high. 'Cause I've been down, down, down. I've been down, so down. And now I'm done. I'm aiming for the sky. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. I'm aiming for the sky. Everyone got stories, so let's start listening.
Hello, sweet friends, and welcome to today's video. In this video, I am sharing with you some cleaning motivation all over my house. I have a to-do list, I have company coming in town, and things I want to get done before they arrive. So I am taking you along as I just knock a couple of things off of my to-do list. This is not a major disaster clean, but it is definitely some cleaning motivation. I am doing a little makeover furniture swap in my baby's nursery. He has outgrown his changing table, so I'm showing you guys that as I swap that out. I am showing you that I'm getting sheets done, beds made, tidying up all over the house. And if you are needing some inspiration today to get going on your to-do list, you've come to the right spot. We will knock these things off our to-do list together. So let's go ahead and get cleaning. I'm somewhere in the middle, try to find myself again. But life is one big riddle of the future and what's been. Guess it's the way it goes, and I will never know why you let me go. Look to the left, look to the right, nothing can stop me in the night, like I am leaving all the bad stuff and trying to remain so strong. I know it's good if I'm wrong. I got it, I gotta go, 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 running to better times. Go, 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 from my emotions I'll go, 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 running to better times. Let me know in the comments below, how often are you guys wiping down your mirrors and things like this in places like a stairway where they're not used as often, or maybe they get overlooked? I do not wipe this mirror down in the stairway hardly at all, and I happen to notice little fingerprints on it from my big kids. So I was giving it a little extra love and wipe down because it'd been neglected, and we had company that was coming. They've already come and gone after I have filmed this video, but I was just trying to get any, extra spots that you notice when, company, you can just do a little extra when people are coming to visit. So I was wiping down those neglected areas. The picture frames in the bathroom had not been wiped down in a while, and they had some fingerprints. So how often do you guys get to those not so everyday mirrors that are in your bathrooms and things like that? I would probably say monthly for me, sometimes longer than that.
Running to better times. Go, 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 from my emotions I'll go, 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 running to better times, 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 to better times. I look to
anyone noticed the difference in this room? I don't know if you remember in my last video, but I showed you a peek into this room and it was destroyed. It had leftover garage sale stuff. It was packed out. I had thrown everything in there, and so if you are seeing this now, isn't this a major improvement? I did have some motivation when you know people are coming and you're gonna have to eat at the table. You might have to clean it off, but if you didn't see what it looked like beforehand, check out last week's video. I will leave it linked in the description below. It was a get it all done with me video, and this room I hadn't touched. It wasn't in the video. I just showed you a sneak peek into it, and it was a disaster area. I had two different colored chargers here that were red, and they were two different styles, and I was messing around with them and I kept switching them, and I didn't get all of the footage, but I also played around with a bunch of different things in the middle of this table for a little centerpiece. I needed something real casual, but I didn't want it to look so plain without anything. I messed around a lot, but I finally landed on that little board with some fresh hydrangeas from my parents' house. I went over and cut some of them, and I just think it turned out so nice, and just a simple little touch is all it really needed, and I just love the look of those fresh hydrangeas. Now we are moving into my baby Dallas's nursery. We are switching out that changing table. This is why if I ever talk to new mamas and tell them things they need, or they ask what are some necessities, I never recommend changing tables. It just so happened this was gifted to me from my mom. She had it in her house and used it with my niece and nephew. So I just went ahead and took it and chalk painted it. And I'm actually going to do a nursery video here at some point, just to preserve the memories of this nursery and how far it has come. But Dallas has outgrown this changing table. He's too long for it. So we got him a toy storage little cubby shelf type thing that we have used this type of thing in my other son's room. I love it. It is so multifunctional. I will link it below if it is in stock. We got it at Sam's Club, and I just love this type of thing. We have used them for years with my other kids, and they are so nice. So here I am just setting it up, kind of putting our necessities. I usually have to sit with something and use it for a little while, and then I will tweak the way I use it. So you will see it one way here. It may look different in other videos as I change it, as I figure out what works best for us. So that is the little mini makeover that we are doing here in Dallas's nursery. What'd you think? Yeah? You like your new thing? So this is how I'm going to leave it for now. Diapers, wipes, triple paste, and lotion. The things we use the most. Extra diapers and wipes here. Sleeping clothes and sleeping blanket here. And then I may not keep all of these bins. I might give my son, my other son, some of those to refresh his, because his are falling apart. And I'm going to put some toys. I may put toys in the bottom here and disperse some of these, this big toy bin here. So there's not quite so many shoved into this thing. I think this gets hard to access, so maybe he can see his toys better. So that is the plan for now.
Every change has a reason. Baby, let it come to you. Every soul, every season lives outside of status quo. If we stop believing we're meant to be, expanding our abilities. If the passion's gone, we are doing it wrong. Baby, you and I should start living now. With the whole world at our feet, we could stay or we could leave. There is nothing in between.
How often do you guys do bed sheets? I know some people do them weekly, some do every other week. What is the schedule that you use? I am doing my daughter's sheets on this day. I had done my son's sheet on another day, so I am not doing either of my son's sheets. Actually, I'd already changed Dallas's crib sheet as well. It was my daughter's turn, and then I kind of do every other week unless it's a week where we need to do them weekly. I usually alternate. I'll do our sheets one week, the kids' sheets another week, and then stay tuned till the very end. I am going to share with you a sheet trick hack that you are going to absolutely want to incorporate into your routine. It leaves your sheets crisp and wrinkle free, and it smells up your whole room. So stay tuned till the end. I will share that with you. I have shared it in other videos before. I share it all the time. It is that good. So stay tuned. It will be at the very end of the video as I am finishing up in my daughter's room. But I'm just curious, leave in the comments below, how often do you guys wash your sheets?
We could leave. There is nothing in between. So baby, we should start living now. 'Cause we only have this life. Wanna laugh and wanna cry. I don't wanna waste my time. So baby, we should start living now. Baby, we should start living now. Baby, we should start living now. I don't wanna waste my time. So baby, we should start living now. Baby, we should start living now. Baby, we should start living now. Baby, we should start living now.
I try to figure out who I am. Not sure what I'm doing here. And the days don't work out the way I thought they would. And before you, there was no one who understood. Never found somewhere I fit in. Until I met you, I was feeling lost. But you're the one who can make it go away. All you have to do is look at me. Sometimes I can't breathe, but it feels like you're the one who saves me. When I try but don't succeed, yeah, it feels like you're the one who saves me. The one who saves me.
days don't work out the way I thought they would. And before you there was no one who understood. Sometimes
I can't see, but it feels like you're the one who shapes me. When I try, but don't succeed. Yeah, it feels like you're the one who saves me.
I am finishing tidying up downstairs. This is my family room. I'm getting it tidied up, and then I am getting ready to run my shark, which I will show you in a second, and then I'm spraying everything down with my Tide antibacterial spray. I have showed you guys this in another video. My bottle broke, so I had to transfer it, but this stuff smells amazing and it disinfects, and I just absolutely love how it leaves my room feeling so fresh and smelling so clean. I wish you could smell this room right now. I say that all the time when I use it, but it is so true. But I am putting everything up on top of like tables and things like that. I moved the little spaceship that my husband had built up on top of the dining room table. I am getting ready to run my shark, and when I can, I try to get everything up so it can really go to work. I love having things like this, like a robot that will work for me while I can go and do something else. It has just made life so much easier, where I can continue to do other things while my house is still getting clean and I don't have to pay the robot to do it. So I'm showing you how I start it from my phone. It is so easy. It's just with a little app, and you can click go or play or whatever the button says. I can't remember. Clean, I think. And it just starts and it will just work, and I can go do other things, which I had other things to do. I'm just ticking away at my to-do list. I'm getting ready to finish up my daughter's sheets, and I'm going to show you guys that hack. So stay tuned. It's coming up in just a second. But there's my mommy shark, as I call her. She is working while I am doing other things, and I will have this robot linked in the description below, like I do with other things. Anytime you have any things that you want or you're curious about, click the description below and check out those links. If you have questions, send me a DM on Instagram. My handle is there. You can follow along over there and send me some messages, or check out my email. Check out my description box. That has everything you need if you have any questions for me at all. So let's move on in and get these sheets back on my daughter's bed. Okay, this is a trick I have shown before several times in my videos, but I took my daughter's sheets out. They are damp, and I have put them back on her bed, damp. I have cranked up her ceiling fan, which you could do this with a box fan or anything. You just want to make sure there's air flowing in the room. Put the pillowcases back on, put them on her bed damp. Not only will they look crisp and wrinkle-free, they smell amazing. It completely saturates the room. Her blanket, I washed it, and her lovey too, and I just put them up where they're getting airflow. And as long as you've got at least an hour and a half, 2 hours to be safe before you're getting back in the bed, this is the way to go. Plus, you save money on your dryer bill using energy to dry your sheets, and it just fills the room with this fresh fragrance from your sheets, and they are crisp, they are wrinkle-free, and they just feel and smell amazing. This is a wonderful trick. I've shared it a lot. I will continue to share it, and you will have to let me know in the comments below if any of you guys have tried it. I know some of my friends have tried it and said they'll never go back. It truly is amazing, and I hope you guys try it out for yourselves and see what you think. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope this gave you the motivation you need to go check something off of your to-do list. And stay tuned. If you have not subscribed and hit that bell notification, you're gonna wanna do that. I have a pantry video coming. You guys loved my last one. I have filmed another one. It will be coming out this next week. So turn those bell notifications on. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next week, take care.